and just been thinking about the trail and everything we've gone through. I was trying to think of why I push myself to the limit to get off these corridor trails and onto these more or less traveled places and these off-trail basins. In all reality, the reason I like to be off-trail slide down that. How's that going down right there? Doable? One of the more sketchier things I've done hiking.
Too easy. Right, John?
Oh yeah, that was nothing. Upper basin, baby. Woo! Well, as you can see, we are already in it, and it is the morning of day 2. We got to camp right at last light last night, and we struggled to find a good spot and found this kind of semi-flat area right here in this drainage for Camp 1. Not ideal, but Baxter Pass Trail is pretty sinuous. It's a consistent, solid uphill the whole way. Pretty brutal yesterday. A lot of bushwhacking, even though there's trail. But anyway, we have a great trip planned. Pretty ambitious hike. It's going to be pretty adventurous. We got some weather on the way, as you can tell. There's chances for rain over the next couple days. Today it's supposed to start this afternoon, so we're going to try to get a move on, get out of camp early, and start this adventure. So who knows what lay ahead. Pretty excited. I'm with my buddy Matt Lovis, which is my really good friend Randy's son. He joined us on the second part of the Secchi Traverse a couple years back. Anyway, he's a great guy to be on trail with. He knows a lot about mountain climbing and stuff like that. He guides in Colorado, so I feel pretty confident being with him and getting through all this off-trail stuff. So anyway, pretty excited. So here we go. Enjoy. And the morning starts off with a bang. We're just working our way through the talus field. The trail has kind of disappeared here. It's just a relentless, consistent uphill, but pretty exciting. Never been over this pass. Looking forward to getting to the top of it. It's getting pretty socked in now. There is a high chance for rain today. And we're just trying to make it to the top of the pass before it really kicks in. This trail is no joke. This is pretty strenuous. Beautiful climb though, but very, very tough. All right, we've made it to this back bowl just below Baxter. And the pass has come into view. And there is our final climb right there. It is so majestic looking right now. This whole bowl is just coming alive. It's just in your face. Love it. Oh yeah. Wow. Good job, brother.
I get ya.
Wow. This is all new territory for me, all the way down through the Baxter Basin here. So really looking forward to checking out these lakes down here. And so far, just one of those days. What an absolutely beautiful basin. So awesome to be walking into this new territory with this cloud cover and the shadows. Special day right here. That was freaking awesome, dropping down around that lake. So far, Baxter Pass and Baxter Basin have not disappointed. And if this is a precursor to the way the rest of the trip's going to be, We're definitely hiking a treat because there's a lot of off-trail basins we gotta still go into. But man, one heck of a day 2.
It's strenuous and it takes some good effort, but I mean the views are amazing. The lakes are big, and got to see old Clarence King off in the distance. So pretty epic day so far.
And you're looking to climb that puppy.
Maybe. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, 10 days is wow.
Yes, it is. Some rugged trail. Baxter is rugged. Camp at Dollar Lake. It's a little crowded. There's like 3 or 4 tents back toward the trail, JMT, but we're way off over here by the outlet. And what a view of Findom. Definitely underestimated Baxter Pass Trail and Baxter Pass. Those both were ass kickers, to say the least. So, but got her done. We're over. It was awesome dropping through there. Cool to see new terrain. I love it. I did upgrade tents. I got a Hyperlight Mountain Gear Mid 1. So far I'm very happy with it. Was always skeptical on the Dyneema single wall tents, but you know, just trying to lighten the load and not having to worry about poles either. But look at this view. What a camp tonight. Anyway, have a cup of tea and enjoy the rest of the light and hit it, because it was a long day. I'm trying not to shoot a lot of this section because I've done it so many times, but it's kind of hard because this section of JMT is really beautiful. See what I'm talking about? Okay, we are leaving the trail and it's time to off-trail bushwhack up into Arrow Basin. So let's go check it out and see what that's all about. Time to grind and climb. Alright, this is some of the toughest hiking I've ever done, terrain-wise. We've already been turned around twice. We got cliffed out over here on these slick rock slabs. Just too steep, man. One slip, you're toast. So we're trying to stay in the vegetation chutes and vegetation bands. Hopefully Arrow's worth it. I have a hunch it will be, though. Man, this is a steep mother. It is just relentless. I take back everything I said about Baxter Trail. I'll take that trail any day. Oh yeah, there's our saddle. That'll put us into Arrow Basin. Arrow Basin. Now that basin you have to work for. There's no getting to this basin easily. It is tucked back in here. You're putting some hard miles in no matter what way you come in from. But wow, spectacular. So we traversed down this right here. That was one hell of a drop. Cherry on top to the day we had. One of the harder days I've ever had hiking for sure. But made it to camp here. We are the only ones in this basin. We have this basin all to ourselves. There's another soul in here. That's why you do that, is to come see these places and just witness the weather and what it does back here. Not a lot of people get to see Pyramid Peak from that angle from down here. So got another big day tomorrow. Got to get over Arrow Pass, so we'll see how that goes. But gonna get some dinner in and drink some tea and warm up. It was cold bathing in this weather. Anyway, hard, long day, but always worth it.
It's a big Sierra special day. Lots of, proper traverse, getting up the pass, and then really kind of steep and cool drop in here to these lakes. It was a full value day, that's for sure. Ready to scarf some food.
Yeah, no doubt. we have to work our way up through Arrow Basin this way, and then we'll kind of make a right and loop around the back of the bowl and go up and out over Arrow Pass, drop down into the South Fork of the Kings River, cross it, and it looks like climbing out of the South Fork of Kings is going to be pretty comparable to the climb out of Woods Creek. So, yay. All right, well, we decided to stay and wait for the sun. So we got a garage sale going on. Everything was soaked. My sleeping bag was just wet. It wasn't damp, it was wet. So we're gonna take advantage. I believe our pass has come into sight. It is right here, so we'll make our way up around and then swing around to it. But it's beautiful back here. Arrow Basin doesn't disappoint. Almost to the pass. It's right there above Matt. And this is looking down through Arrow Basin. You can see so far over to Tablelands, and I'm sure Elizabeth Pass is somewhere in there. Woo-wee! Wow. Jeez. This is incredible.
That's a pretty awesome way to get out of that bowl, huh?
Yeah. Not bad.
Crushed it, brother.
Crushed that pass. Beginning our descent. We're going to make our way across these boulders right here and get onto that ridge and then drop it down and still drop down into the South Fork of the Kings. Got a long descent today. Here we go. Leave an arrow. Here is White Fork Pass, right in there. White Pass, which we intend on going over second to the last day, but after we get through everything we still got to go through, we'll see how we feel. Might just stay on the JMT and take Pincho. And this is looking back up at Arrow Pass right there. This is an absolutely gorgeous basin. One of the most scenic I've ever been in. Well, this was really nice, just gentle sloping down for a while below the lake. I would say for at least 3/4 to a mile. And then it just takes a spill, and there's talus field and bushwhacking, just steep terrain. terrain now all the way down to the Kings River probably. And we still got to climb up to camp that's below Merriam. Brutal. Oh, by the way, I failed to mention that I broke a tip off of one of my poles. So that's always great. So now I really got to pay attention and baby my other pole, because my trekking pole is what pops my tent up. Oh man. Brutal hike, but it's fun. Alright, Matt and I just made an audible. We're gonna switch up the trip a little bit. We're looking at the climb out of the Kings here, and we gotta climb up this all the way up into here to get to camp. And it's just too much. We're beat up. So instead we're gonna camp down on the river, kind of just take a nice lazy afternoon, bathe up properly, wash stuff properly, and then we'll head up over Cartridge Pass, which is that way. And that'll still put us over into Dumbbell ultimately tomorrow. That's where we're trying to get. So we're just gonna save all the climbing for tomorrow and just kind of prepare for it. So we are beat. We've been busting ass for 3 days straight. Time to go chill at the spa.
Suspension bridge clothesline, baby.
All right, we had to start today in our mid layers because our shirts are just soaking wet. Nothing really dried last night, even on those clotheslines. Matter of fact, I think they got more wet through the night. It's just ridiculous how much condensation we're dealing with out here. I never experienced this much condensation in the Sierra before. And of course, you know, single wall tent. First time, so that's a challenge. But cold start this morning again. Cold, wet start. But sun's finally out. And we'll get this day 5 going. At least I think it's day 5. Lost track already. All right, we are making our way up river to, I guess you can maybe call it a trail. Some say there's a trail there, a faint use trail. I think it's the old JMT that used to go over Cartridge Pass. Nothing like a little talus in the morning to get you going. All right, so you can just barely see it here. This is the old JMT leading up over Cartridge. I'm sure it's going to become obscure just like it has been already. We'll lose it and find it along the way. Ain't nothing we haven't dealt with already though. Pretty good so far though. All right, that's looking down South Fork Kings River. And there's the basin we dropped out of yesterday with Arrow Pass right in the center of those two smaller points. That low saddle there. And swinging around over to where Bench Lake is, right on the top of that bench. Wonder why they call it Bench Lake. It's kind of cool being on the old JMT here. Pretty steep, but it's nice to be on trail. Even if it is an obscure trail, but it's pretty pronounced actually. If I'm not mistaken, the last part of the JMT that was constructed was the Golden Staircase just below Palisade Lakes. And as soon as they got that open is when they rerouted through the upper basin and over Mather Pass and down through Palisade Lakes there in the Golden Staircase. So it's been 90 years or so since this was the JMT. So kind of cool to be on it. Beautiful views back from where we have been. I mean, we were coming over Arrow Pass literally 24 hours ago, way over there. Another beautiful bowl, another beautiful morning. Let's go get another beautiful pass. Woohoo! Oh, wow. Wow. There's Lake Basin. Woo! This is freaking amazing. This is what you put the hard work in for right here. Damn. Whew, steep. That's looking back up at Cartridge Pass. And that was a pretty steep descent all down through this talus right here. That was a great view though of all these lakes. Man, it is, this is just, I don't even have words for this. This bowl back here is amazing. So glad we put in the effort to get back here. So worth it. Oh my God.
Soaking it in.
Wow. Okay. Walking through this basin, we've just kind of made another decision to switch it up a little bit because we can't leave this. This is just remarkably beautiful. This is on par with one of the best basins I've ever been in. It's a shame they took the JMT out of here, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad they did because this is just pristine beauty at its best. I'm not sure, but that kind of looks like a rainbow. I think it is a rainbow. Wow. Yeah, nice size. Slaying them out of this lake today. All right, we got camp all set up. Everything washed. Body's bathed up, nice, plenty of day to just relax and enjoy this awesome basin in here. Up that way is Cartridge. Yeah, we were supposed to get over into Dumbbell today in camp, but I didn't want to leave this basin. I want to camp here. You know, I've asked this question before to a lot of different people, and I've tried to answer it myself, but why do we put ourselves through the pain and suffering of hiking up and down and through these valleys and over these passes and this rocky, tough terrain? And I don't think it's a question that can be answered. For people like me, it just draws us in and calls to us to come out here and do it. I don't think it can really be answered with one answer. Of course, it's the beauty of these basins and this just gorgeous bowls of granite with lakes dotted through the middle of them. But my question now is, why do I keep coming back? I've seen these serene places, the beauty this place has to offer. I've been through the tough, the grinding, the weather. I've been stretched to my limit so many times and so many different hikes. Why I still do it? One of the major reasons is that right there. And we're just over halfway with this trip. Amazing. Wanted to point out the fact that we just saw some huge bucks, and they were running. They weren't sticking around. And that right there just goes to show how less traveled this area really is. Like on the JMT, you could walk right by them by Ray Lake, literally. And they don't move. But that's the difference. And that too, you know, that doesn't suck. Wow. So, what other words can I use at this point? Straight up pristine beauty. Great views on this highline traverse we took though, all the way through the valley this morning. Does this answer the question yet? You guys getting it yet?
We're getting it. Dude, I'm just like so zoned out, like just.
Freaking laser focus.
Yeah.
On exactly where you're stepping, or else you're gonna get hurt. Well, found the trail, and I am assuming this is still the old JMT. Pretty positive. Put dumbbell right up to that saddle right there.
Lake Basin was amazing. I'm glad we altered our itinerary and stayed there and watched the sunset, and yeah, had a great night of sleep and put in a nice traverse this morning straight to this pass. So ready to do some more talus walking. A lot more, it seems like.
Here is the north side of Dumbbell Pass, and it is just filled with boulders. And I believe Cataract Pass is going to be around and up through here. So pass one down, one to go. Through the talus we go. No joke right here. Oh, thank God for Vibram on the bottom of the shoes. My God. What a route. It's just another basin, you know, whatever. These are a dime a dozen out here. Look at this guy. Hell of a view.
Nice little seat.
Yep. Reflection here is magnificent. That's one of the best lake reflections I've ever seen. We're at the outlet of this upper Dumbbell Lake here, and there's our second pass cataract. All right, that's looking back at Dumbbell Pass right there. Dumbbell Basin. We just traversed all the way across all that terrain. There's the lower lake. That's looking west. Unbelievable up here. Wow. Boom, Palisades right in your face. Oh my God. Wow. Two passes, one day. Oh, fun, fun. A little snow cornice here to contend with, I guess. Left. Down that way? All right. Yeah, you wouldn't want to slide down that. How's that going down right there? Doable? There's always a cornice here because this was a dry year too. That is a steep scree slope right there. Looking back up at that thing. Gnarly. Woo! What a day. Woo! There's the cornice at the top. That was one heck of a drop. No joke there. Full on paying attention every step. All right, this just got real.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I got it. Oh yeah, it's a little bit of a move on the side of a fucking cliff.
Just nice and loose, you know?
Yeah, nice and loose. Fun times on the side of a mountain in the middle of the Sierra.
Scrambling and rambling.
You talk about a sizable lake. My God. This thing's massive. We're getting a good look at what's in store for us tomorrow, possibly. Upper Basin Crossing. Center Saddle. Class 3. Looks gnarly. Today was a push though. I mean, all that terrain. Coming down off the pass up there. Traversing all that, coming around this big ass lake. We didn't start from Dumbbell. We started from lake and came over Dumbbell before all that. So it's like one hell of a day. One for the books. Really, really awesome day seeing these basins, but I'm ready to find camp and call it. Well, here's camp. We both decided we're just going to cowboy it tonight. So there's my spread. There's Matt's spread overlooking this pond here. And there's a bigger lake down over there. But impressive mountains. This whole ridge is just sharp. This is truly one of the most scenic spots I've ever woken up in. And last night, I wish I had the equipment to capture it, but you'd wake up in the middle of the night and just look straight up and just billions of stars, the Milky Way. It was just incredible. And then you wake up cowboy camping and these peaks are just towering above you. Just so majestic. All these basins that we've gone through the last 3 or 4 days are just incredible. All of them with their own unique beauty and the way they look and the lighting in them and everything. And this one is no exception. I thought this one wouldn't even compare to the lake or Dumbbell, but this one here just below Cataract is got its own special unique flavor as well. Well, what an incredible morning. Just this whole trip is incredible. This is one of the best hiking trips I've ever been on. I wasn't expecting this basin to be as beautiful as it is. Just the last 3-4 days in a row have been stellar. Just, I can't even think of words anymore. It's just so pristine. The beauty back here, amazing in all these basins. And like I said a few days ago, I'm kind of happy that a trail doesn't go through here because it makes it harder to get back here, which makes it all that much more sweeter as well, but you know, keeps it the way it is. This is one of the best hikes I've ever been on. I mean, I keep designing these more challenging and pristine routes every year. They just keep getting more and more bigger, better, deeper into the Sierra, and that's the goal with this one, was to just get deep in there and see stuff that people don't see, period. And I'm glad that everything's worked out so far the way it has. But I will be honest, I'm a little puckered with this class 3 upper basin crossing that we got to go over first thing this morning. It's right up here above the sun, that saddle. Not a lot of intel on it, but there was a little bit. So we'll see how that plays out. But once we get over it, we're in upper basin and we just hit the JMT and we're gliding on the home stretch from that point on. So here we go. I think we're starting day 7. Yeah. Let's get to walking. This is the upper bowl and lake right below upper basin crossing here. Looks pretty daunting. We can't really pick out a good line yet because it's still all in the shade. Once we get to that wall, I'm sure it'll be in the sun. We'll be able to pick a good line, hopefully. All right, we have reached the base of the wall here. It's still kind of hard to see any kind of line. Looks like when you're standing at the base of Forester, except there's no trail up this. So here we go. That's pretty. We're up here now. We're up on this final chute, I think. Mama. We're already above Cataract Pass. This is probably where the exposure comes into play. One of the more sketchier things I've done hiking.
Oh yeah, brother. Nice work.
Oh yeah.
Too easy. Right, John?
Oh yeah, that was nothing. Upper Basin, baby. Woo!
That was a cool pass.
That was a badass pass. Heck yeah.
Epic pass.
Upper Basin crossing. That is not for the faint of heart. It's hard. But if you don't like bouldering and ledge walking and a little bit of exposure in a solid class 3 for a second.
Solid class 3. Ramp.
Yeah. Best pass of the trip right here. Huh. Yeah. What a epic, adventurous finish to the off-trail section, man.
Yeah.
My God. I can't stop turning on the camera. Look at this red, gold, and white, and green. Oh my God. It's the most beautiful meadows I've ever seen. How many red and gold meadows can you really walk through in one trip? My goodness. Such a beautiful place. No wonder this trail's so popular. The whole drop out of Upper Basin has just been incredible. All the way from above 11, those red blanketed meadows with the gold, and then coming down into the 10-5 zone where the trees are just starting, and right along the creeks and river, and jeez. And now you get down here into this forest and you just have golden ferns and thick lodge poles.
Cheers, man. Two cheers.
Cheers. What a day, buddy.
Should I have expected any less? More beautiful meadows on this side of Pincho. We're actually going to try to get up and over Sawmill Pass today. Here we go. New terrain I've never seen, so kind of excited, anxious, and looking forward to it. last night. Just perched up here right on this cliff overlooking the whole show tonight. And what a night.
Fish are boiling.
Oh man, the lake is just popping right now. I have a feeling we're going to get some great color tonight too for a last show, but what a TV set tonight.
Some things in life are meant to fly, and others they were born to run. Can't tie down up and leave 'em, like the changing of the seasons. Good things that come and then they go, like a runaway southbound train, like an Arizona desert rain, like lightning in the sky, like fireworks in July, like a left field home run ball, like a whiskey shot at last call. It's like she was made for moving on. That girl is going, going on.
And after a trip like that, it's definitely bittersweet. That was a rough trip. So many rewarding moments and days though. When we left the Ray Lakes Loop Trail and hit that off trail through that bushwhack up into Arrow, that was the roughest, toughest day. And I kind of questioned it at that point, like, wow, what kind of trip did I do here? But after that, everything kind of fell into place, and then you realize why you put that kind of trip together.
You know, it was pretty much all brand new for me, so I loved every day. You know, having the good chunk of cross country in the middle of the trip, it was really special. Got into really deep back in there drainages and bowls and some cool passes, and I love getting off trail and being away from everybody and putting in the extra effort to see something special. And we definitely got that on this trip. So it was the Sierra magic for sure. So feeling full, feeling reset, and loved the trip. So thanks for putting it together.
Right on.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure having you, buddy.
Yeah. Cheers.
Matt was awesome coming through. Great route finder, helping me navigate this terrain. Can't thank him enough. Great hiking partner. Awesome to be on trail with. Knows his shit. So I think that's a wrap, you guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. See you on the next one.
Like a runaway southbound train, like an Arizona desert rain, like a lightning in the sky, like fireworks in July, like a left field home run ball, like a whiskey shot and last call. It's like she was made for moving on. That girl is going, going, gone.
Good to see ya. Look at you, looking all tan like you freaking go to the beach in San Diego or something.
I wish, brother. Fucking, it sucks being the ground. Yeah.
Thanks for coming, man. Fuck, we missed you out there.
Right.
Did that on day 4.
Oh man.
It's held up though. Well, here's my way home. Don't think I'll be going that way.